Oh, this is going to be an interesting one. So it is. Some subjects today I'm looking at going, what the hell? If you're easily offended today and you're listening to this podcast, if you've got a personality that's very easily offended, there's some subjects in this podcast today I wouldn't listen to. Some are a little bit interesting. This is going to be a good one. Let's go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is you're listening to me. Welcome to episode 97 of the Mirror Army podcast, Unleashed. 3 more episodes to go. So, till we get to that lovely number of 100 episodes of the Mirror Army podcast, Unleashed. Oh, today's going to be a good one. Anyway, hope you're all doing well. The reason why I'm laughing is just I found another subject this morning that I wanted to talk about, and I saw it briefly on the news the other day, but I saw another one about it, and I thought I have to talk about it. Sorry, I won't take a wee swig of water here. This is going to be a good one today. But anyway, yes, guys, hello. Welcome to this Thursday's edition of the Mirror Army podcast. Hope you're all doing well since the last time I spoke to you last Tuesday. If you haven't listened to last Tuesday's podcast, go and check it out on all the available platforms, including if you're listening to us on YouTube as well. Go back and check it out on this channel. But anyway, or Facebook if you're listening to us on Facebook, because this podcast is now available on Facebook as well now. So yes, you can listen to us on there. But anyway, yes, some interesting subjects to talk about today. I got some of your questions I want to answer. And also we're going to be announcing at the end the Jackass of the Week for this week. So, yes. So before I continue on any further in today's episode, I'd like to get the housekeeping out of the way, as I like to call it. If you are a regular listener or a new listener of this podcast and you'd like to get in touch with us, you can on the lovely social media links, which is the Facebook page, Mirror Army Facebook page, my Instagram, official Matthew Moore, or you want to contact us by email, mirrorarmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also, I want to give a shout out to our good friends and partners of the Mirror Army, FTBL Spot, for all your football needs, whether it be a classic football shirt, a mystery shirt in the box, football boots, and much more. Check out their website. Just search FTBL Spot on social media. If you go to their Facebook, FTBL Spot, their website, can I get that word out there? FTBL Spot, FTBL.shop. If you're listening to us on YouTube, all the links for it's in the description. If you contact them, quote Mirror Army through social media or their website, you can get a code from them which will give you a discount code at checkout. Just quote Mirror Army. That will give you some discounts at the checkout for all your purchases. So don't forget to check out our good friends at FTBL Spot. So they are there. And also, if you want to check out our YouTube channel, Mirror Army YouTube channel, I would appreciate if you go over there and check it out. All our our vlogs and all our bits and bobs we've done over the last 9.5 years. Go and check them out, or check out our pages as well, and drop a like on there and subscribe as well. And also, if you're listening to this podcast today on all the platforms, whether it be Spotify, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, or Facebook, or whatever it is, please like and follow and add us to your favorites as well. Would appreciate it. What have I got for you today? some interesting subjects today. Really interesting subjects today. We're going to be talking about the current situation with families in the UK. A recent statement has been made that this has been the worst poverty situation for the UK in the last 60 years. We're going to be talking about a girl who was in a relationship with a man who turned out to be a complete stalker. It's a very interesting story. The cause of death of Ozzy Osbourne has officially been revealed. We're going to talk more about Ozzy, who passed away a few weeks ago. Also, we're going to be talking about a situation where a daughter at 9 years of age tried to save her mum, as father-in-law tried to drown her in a pool over a will. It's a big breaking story coming from America. And also we're going to be talking about a couple of other things as well. Plus the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association. I don't know why you saw all the things in the news the last few days about things being flung onto the court in women's basketball. I couldn't believe when I seen it the other day, and I've seen it again. We're going to be talking about that. So if you're easily offended with that subject, I wouldn't listen to it. By the way, I'd turn it off. Because again, I do get a lot of lefty, wokey people who don't like this podcast and contact me all the time and give me a lot of grief about it. So, yeah, if you're easily offended, I would turn off today and go away and go to a protest or something. Because, yeah, it's not going to be nice for you. So, anyway, a whole lot much more today on the episode. Right, what have I got for you today? I'll start off with, what have I been up to since the last time I spoke to you? Well, I was at a game there on Tuesday night, football-wise. I left just on Tuesday and I went to a match on Tuesday night. Had a great time on Tuesday night. Spoke to a lot of good people involved in football. Had a great time. And last night, which I'm about to put a vlog out today, I was supposed to go out to a football game last night, but I ended up not being able to make it. So I ended up going out with Lewis last night for a father and son midweek night out, which was so funny. Lewis and I had a ball. We went to Madhouse Darts Bangor and played darts, played pool. We got loose food, we had a laugh, and the staff were brilliant last night. That we actually had to sit and wait for a bit longer because the place was so busy and the bookings were overlapping and stuff like that. And they asked us to sit and wait for a little bit. And all I can say is that the staff were brilliant. They give Lewis free milkshakes. They give us a couple extra games of pool. The girl who's serving us, I never actually caught her name, but she was a lovely girl, and she was so pleasant, and she was so lovely to us. Sorry, I need another drink of water here. Got that old morning croaky voice, as I record this podcast this morning. But yeah, no, the staff were brilliant as always, and the place was packed last night, and we had an absolute ball. So we did, But that's pretty much what I've been up to since last time I spoke to you 2 days ago. Just the usual stuff, constantly busy, non-stop. Had a telephone call the other night with a guy who's helping me sort out new t-shirts for the store. We're still trying to get that sorted. But yeah, we're trying to put more stuff up on Facebook. We're trying to post more YouTube shorts. We're trying to do more different things, as well as my other stuff outside the YouTube realm as well. I start my new project this weekend, guys. I don't know if you've seen it on my YouTube channel. I'm starting a project this weekend for the YouTube channel where I'm going to be dedicating. Obviously, a lot of people watch my channel just for football, or people watch it just for the vlogs. But when it comes to the football side of it, I started a new project this weekend in the Irish League. As you all know, I've been involved in the Irish League for 15 years. I've started a new project. I mentioned it briefly on Tuesday's podcast, I think, and then I done the announcement. I put the announcement out on YouTube. But that project starts this weekend. Obviously, a few altercations have changed to it, but it starts definitely this weekend. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But no, it's going to be a good weekend ahead. Hopefully, fingers crossed. It's going to be a busy weekend, and I'll have plenty of content on the YouTube channel, whether it be vlogs or football videos or whatever. It's going to be a good weekend, and I'm going to be looking forward to it. And plus the fact that I was talking to Lewis last night, our wee trip to London is getting closer, and our wee trip to Glasgow is getting closer, and my wee trip to Blackpool in the week after is coming closer as well, which I'm looking forward to getting to. I'm heading to Blackpool for 4 days. And I'm going to be grabbing a football game while I'm there. I'm going to be going out and taking myself out and have some me time. I'm going to be in Blackpool for the first time in my life on my own. No Brooke, no Lewis, no family, nobody. Me. And it's going to be, how can I put it? Weird, strange, but I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to go and have some me time. But knowing me, I'll get there, and as soon as I get to Blackpool, the first thing I'm going to be thinking of is Brooke and Lewis. They're not with me. But this is as I've explained this before on the podcast and obviously on the YouTube channel. This is now my life where I am now on my own, and I'm moving forward, and I'm trying to adjust to being not the 24-hour day daddy anymore, or dad. Lewis hates when I say daddy. He hates it. I'm just used to being dad, and now the kids are all grew up and all the work's done, so it's kind of like, right, what do I do now? But it's good though, it's positive. I'm looking at it as a positive. And it's also my recovery as well, because after speaking to my counsellor and stuff, he says, go on your own, go to trips on your own, go and venture out and stuff, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be going to a Blackpool game against Luton Town. I'll be taking myself out on the Thursday night when I get there for a few beers. I'm hopefully going to grab a show on the Friday night, if there's any shows available. So I was looking online yesterday, actually. And on the Saturday night, I might do the same. Take myself out for some dinner, do a few things. During the day, I might take myself up somewhere, jump on the train at Blackpool North and head off somewhere for the afternoon. I'm going to make loads of vlogs on my way too as well. Maybe even make a drunken vlog as well. It's going to be good. But I'm looking forward to the first trip, first of all, with Lewis. We're going to be going to Glasgow and London. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun. So it is. But hey-ho, let's see how it goes anyway. But yes, guys, that's pretty much what I've been up to the last couple of days and what I'm planning to do. And this weekend, I'm going to try and get as many vlogs as done as I can. Yeah, I'm heading out this afternoon here to the park, as I always do, on a Thursday. Head down, feed the babies. The ducks, as I always like to go down and feed the ducks and have a bit of me time, and then I don't know what to be at tonight. I may even just come home and have a few beers, chill out, maybe have a wee whiskey. Got a wee taste for whiskey at the minute, guys. I obviously have my beer and stuff, but I like a wee whiskey now and again now too. People always ask me, why do you take your whiskey? I just take it with ice. Talking to football the other night, and he goes, why do you take your whiskey? And I went, just with ice. And he went, what? That'll blow your head off. And I'm like, no. Just love it. Just whiskey and ice. Nice cold ice cubes and a bit of whiskey. Straight in. Job's a good one. So hopefully I'll have a few beers tonight and chill out. And then the weekend I'm obviously really, really busy. I'm busy tomorrow. And then I'm busy on the whole weekend. I'm just non-stop all weekend. So stay tuned for the content and the channels, by the way, guys. Whether it be football or normal. There's plenty coming out, trust me. But anyway, what have I got for you today before I get into all your lovely questions that you keep sending me? By the way, guys, thank you so much for all your contact over the last few days. And I want to say thank you as well to some of the football clubs here in Northern Ireland who've contacted me, people who represent the football clubs, whether it be media guys or people who are associated with it, or I've even had directors and all contact me since I made my announcement the other day about my football adventure. Flip me, I've had messages on Instagram and Facebook, people saying you're more welcome to come to any of our games this season. Anytime you want, you come down, you let us know and we'll come. You let us know and we'll sort everything out for you. And I'm like, that's great. So I'm looking forward to it, guys, because again, this is going to be the first time where I'm not tied to one club. And I'm going to be out there and I'm going to be having fun and I'm going to be doing things on my own terms. You know what I mean? Where I don't have to do things in a certain way or it's my way. You know, I make my videos my way. So it's going to be strange because I'm so used to being loyal and dedicated to one club. And I'm not now. Strange. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the challenge. You know, I was supposed to be going to either Portadown Glentoran this weekend or Crusaders Carrick, but obviously things have changed. So this weekend I'm going to Ards, Ballinamalard, Bangor, Cliftonville. And then next week I'm looking at a game, depending on travel. I could be going to the Oval next week for a Glentoran game. You know what I mean? And then there's a game on a Sunday, which there could be because of Linfield and Lar playing in Europe. Maybe going to a game on the Sunday as well. So it looks like I'm going to be getting about. I've had people from all over the country saying, I've had fans and all too. Like I had a guy yesterday contact me about coming down to Larne and stand amongst the Larne Ultras. They stand and we stand behind the goal. They're all the ones with the big flags and stuff like that. And he says, come down and do a vlog in there. The Larne fans will love you. And I'm thinking, hell yeah, why not? Like Larne are playing tonight, and so are Linfield in Europe. Linfield's away tonight in Europe, but Larne are at home, but it's in Ballymena. And nighttime games in Ballymena is a bit of a nightmare getting home from, depending. You know what I mean? So I would have loved to have went to that game, actually. It's a European game. But I just want to say thank you guys for all the messages and stuff from everybody. Just invite me to their clubs. Even amateur clubs and all, two of them invite me down. Oh, you got to come watch this game and all, give us a wee bit of coverage and all. It's great. I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's so refreshing to know the fact that people out there actually do care. So thank you guys, men and women. Thank you so much for all your messages. Appreciate it. It does mean a lot. Any message I get from anybody about this channel or about my podcast, whatever, warms my heart. Really does. So thank you for that. It means a lot. Right, what have I got for you today on the podcast? Right, I'm not trying to be miserable here today. I'm just trying to talk about here. But there's a thing come out here today in the newspaper, The Independent. I was reading it this morning with my coffee. It says here, the UK hasn't seen poverty like this for 60 years, says former Prime Minister Gordon Brown. I never really liked Gordon Brown. I thought he was a miserable old shit. But he's now come out here and he's saying about under benefit families who are suffering with this benefit cap for 2 children, and he's actually called the former prime minister is actually he's backing reform. This new political party is trying to come in charge of the country to scrap it. This two child benefit cap. Apparently, the recent figures have come out saying that the UK is actually in real dire situation. We all know that. Everybody knows that. Because that clown in charge and that muppet beside him who sits and cries, hers in charge. Was it Rachel Reeves or whatever you call her in charge of the money? And she sits there and cries her eyes out even though she's not even qualified for the fucking job. You know, but it says now that it's getting to the point now where it's going to be considered like a divided Britain, which again is true. Look at the recent actions in the last couple of weeks. People taken to the streets because of this illegal immigration issue. People getting pissed off because they're being taxed on everything even more. Taxed on top of things. You know, people are getting taxed on their pensions. They're getting fucking money taken off them. Inheritance tax, corporation, this tax for everything. This government at the minute is ruining the UK. Now, I know I'm in Northern Ireland, and you're probably, any of my English listeners are saying, well, what the fuck do you know? You're living in Northern Ireland. You're different than us. You guys are part of our government over here as well, in a way, technically. Our government's just a bunch of fucking clowns sit at the top of the hill and can't in the circus and can't run a bath. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion on it all. This country's in a complete and total mess. And I agree, because I get a lot of emails from people saying about, you know, the illegal immigration situation. I only talk about it so much now because I don't want to really talk about it all the time on all the podcasts. But the point is, people are getting pissed with the government about everything now. And as I've said this many a time on this podcast, the world, the world has went mad since 2020. Some people are calling it the Great Reset, where they tried to control everybody and change everything, and now it's all going fucking boogaloo, and everybody's now starting to rebel against it. Which I remember telling my parents that in 2020 the world's going to blow up. People are going to go fucking nuts, and they're going to go, I don't think so. Every day people are thinking about their freedoms being taken away and all too. But going off subject there, and I'm obviously tiddling on there a little bit, but you know, this is coming today saying that this is the worst the country has been for over 60 years, because of all recent, you know, figures are starting to come out now about you know, the situation where money is being not dealt with correctly, should we say. And you know, you see it all the time on the news, and people are saying, like, you know, what the hell's this woman doing with all this money? What the hell's Keir Starmer doing with his government? But now it's come out in recent figures that apparently it's not that bad now. It's been the worst it's been in 60 years, which, to be quite honest with you, is fucking shocking. And it's going to get worse. And I read an interesting thing there last night. I was just scrolling through Facebook last night as my vlog was being put together, and I will be putting it out today. I was reading on my laptop last night there before I went to bed. They were saying there about people are now demanding that an election is done now to get Keir Starmer out. Like, people are saying, like, well, what the hell has his government done since COVID? Boris Johnson, Mr. Blah, 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 blah. Then we had Roland Rat, what do you call him, fucking Rishi Sunak. He was Nord clown. And then Keir Starmer. You know, I think the last best prime minister we ever had was Maggie Thatcher. My personal opinion. It was John Major after that. Wasn't too bad. Tony Blair at the very start was a bit, and then obviously his true colours have come out over the years, because everybody knows what he's like now. He's just a control evil fucker now. I can't stand the look of that man. But again, it's politics. You know what I mean? Politics is corrupt as fuck. But guys, just reading that this morning, apparently they're trying to scrap this 2-child benefit cap, which is great news for people who have more than 2 children. You know what I mean? People who have maybe 3 children, or 4, or if you have a whole litter of kids, you know what I mean? But again, they're just basically trying to make the country worse than what it is. I mean, people are struggling to pay their bills. Should we eat, or should we put the heating on? You know what I mean? That's not a way of living. That's a fucking horrible way to live. Especially the old age fogies. And I've talked about this before, and I get emails still to this day about people asking questions about what do they do about their grandparents and who do they contact and things like that. At the end of the day, get onto your MP and speak to them, because at the end of the day, it's not fair. It's just that I encourage everybody to go to work and get out there and work and stuff like that and earn a living. I've even done it to my own two kids for years. I've said to them, get out there, live your life, first, most importantly, get an education. I always used to drill it into Brooke's head all the time, and she used to argue with me and go, I don't want to go to school. I was like, listen, your education now. We now live in a world now where you need your qualifications for a job. For example, I know a fellow who's a bin man, and he told me that he needed 5 GCSEs to become a fucking bin man. My dad worked in the city council from when he left school. Sorry, what age was he? 17, 18? And he worked 30 years in the council. Almost 30 years, in the council, and he didn't have very many qualifications. But now you need a GCSE. This fella I know told me, he works for a council, and he told me he had to go back to tech and get his English so he could apply for a job to become a bin man. True story. You may think I'm full of shit, but you need qualifications now. The bin man nowadays compared to when my dad was a bin man is completely fucking different. My dad used to work around, my dad was a bin man, he was a road sweeper. My dad was also, he worked in the special collections, he worked in all these different sections of the council over the years. He told me whenever he was first starting as a bin man, that was the old tin bins you used to lift up on your shoulder. My dad actually has a dent in his shoulder to this day from lifting bins in Belfast during the 70s and the 80s. Or more, it was more the 80s actually, was it the 80s? Late 70s, early 80s. Because his father was working in the council too as well. It was his dad that got him a job in the council. I think he was 17 or 18 at the time. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. I always say to my kids, you need education now. Especially now. Most jobs are looking for minimum so many GCSEs. In my day, it wasn't like that. But again, it's different now. The world's completely different now. And this is where I keep saying to my kids, even during lockdown, when they were fed up and locked in the house, I still made them sit. There's vlogs on my YouTube channel, you can see them. They sat at my kitchen table every morning for their Google Classrooms, and even though but all my friends are not, maybe it's not going on the Google Classroom, he's still in bed. I don't give a shit about him. My responsibility as your dad is to get you an education, and you're going to sit in that Google Classroom and you're going to do your couple of hours, whatever it is, anyway, because you would have been at school anyway, regardless. You're not lying in your bed all day. Once you get your work, and even when they were younger, when you used to come in from school, I used to make them sit down and do their homework before they even spoke to a friend or went on their phone or went out anywhere at all. Homework's first, then you can do that. And some people might listen to this podcast may think, oh, well, you're really too strict there. No. My education comes first and then afterwards. I always taught my two kids from no age, if you work hard, you always reap the rewards. And look at the way it turned out. Lewis is still waiting for his exam results at the minute. He's just registered for tech college there recently too as well, so he thinks he may fail one of his exams, but I've just encouraged him, saying, look, listen, just register for tech or college, whatever you want to call it now. Get yourself out there, get it reset, because at the end of the day, Lewis, most jobs are requiring you have at least your maths and your English qualification now to even go for a job, which is crazy now, but this is the way the world is now. The world changes, it evolves, it moves on. But anyway, moving away from that subject, guys, sorry, I'm just rambling on a wee bit there, sorry. But the point is, that the world, this whole benefit thing and all, and Gordon Brown said about the poverty and stuff like that, I'm hoping to change it around. If a new government does come in and they start changing all these things and making it better, then hopefully the economy can start re-leveling itself out, because I've been saying since 2020, all this stuff that people were getting, like, being paid to stay at home and all this payments for this and payments for that, it was going to fuck the economy up, and now it's just proving it. So it is. But that's just my opinion on it all. Right, moving on here. This is an interesting one. I was reading through some of the news articles this morning. This story about this guy who met a girl, and she found out that he was actually married, ended up starting to stalk her. But listen to this here. It's not just your normal stalking story. Listen to this here. I'll read some of the wee paragraph here from the article that I read this morning. This is interesting. When Michelle met John, she thought he was the one, until she learned that he was married. With a heavy heart, she ended the relationship, little realizing that the relentless lengths he would go to stalk her, including following her up one of England's highest mountains. In September 2024, she was hiking up, I can't even pronounce that name, it's up in the Lake District in England, with a walking group when she noticed him. It was a foggy day, and when they were walking up the mountain, out of the fog, I seen this man. It's him, I said to my friend, it's him. My legs went to jelly. I felt like I couldn't breathe. The relationship only started in 2021, but ever since then, everywhere she went, she seemed to have seen him, and it got to the point where he was stalking her everywhere she went. But for the man to go to such lengths that he actually followed her up a mountain to stalk her was absolutely ridiculous. Little did she know she was having an affair. She thought he was a single man. And she says at one point what thought was going on was an ongoing campaign of stalking, which led to her quitting her job and living in a women's refuge. She said she quit her flat after the man would turn up during the night after bombarding her with texts and phone calls. You think you'd block him and change her fucking phone number? He would throw stones at her window and she didn't answer the door. Michelle said she was in fear for her life on several occasions and often thought, is today the day where he's going to do something? Apparently other incidents led out to as well where he was an incident at a petrol station. There was incidents all over the place where, as you go into this article here and read it. So pretty much this guy is a complete and total fucking lunatic and he's been stalking this girl everywhere. Like, going to the lengths of following her up a mountain. Like, what the fuck? He apparently got to the point there in July this year, last month, he was taken to court where he pleaded guilty to stalking and was sentenced to 5.5 months in prison. 5.5 months in prison for stalking. Unfucking believable. What is wrong with people in this world? If someone says no and they don't want to date you, or they don't want to go near you, leave them alone. You don't have to fucking follow them everywhere. Jesus, Moses and Knight. Sorry for taking the Lord's name in vain, but my gee, what is going on with some people? Even following the girl up a mountain. Okay, text or call, or if you see her in the street or whatever, or if you've just had a breakup, maybe call her door and say, come and have a chat and sort this out. If she says no, you say, okay, I respect your decision. It's hurting me, but I have to move on. You don't follow the person everywhere they go. Like, that's 5.5 months. She'd have been fucking 10.5 years. Lunatic. Fucking hell. And saying that there, and I'm going to hold my hands up and admit this, I've met some crazy ones myself over the years. Some complete, straitjacket jobby material who don't get the message. You know what I mean? Like people stalking me on fucking social media saying, I think you're lovely. Oh my God, I think you're great. And you go, no, sorry, I'm not interested right now. I don't want a relationship. And then they keep coming at you, and then you block them, and then they can make another account, and they keep coming at you, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? You know what I mean? I've had dates over the years with buns that haven't been not very nice people either. Like, I've met my fair share of, it's time for you to go back into your padded cell. But again, that's just their personality, and I just tell them no. Guys, I've had people on social media in the last 3.5 years since I became single again. Women contact me and go, oh, it's such a pity, Matthew, you're single. I would take you out on a date and all. And you go, no, sorry, I'm not interested. No, not at the minute. I'm sorry. No, thanks for the offer, but no, thank you. And then they keep messaging you, and then you block them, and then they make another account saying, why'd you block me for? Because you're a fucking lunatic. But I wouldn't if they turned up at my door and started following me like this crazy guy did in England, then obviously it'd be a different situation. But my good God, there's some people out there that don't get the message, do they? Like, when someone says no to me, no, just go away and leave them alone. You know what I mean? It's like, if you fall out with your partner or you break up or whatever and you want to get them back, okay. Like I did one time whenever me and Sandra had a fallout years ago. And I went and knocked her door one day and I just said to her, can we chat for 10 minutes? We had a wee chat over a cup of tea and I said to her, we'll work this out. She said no. And I went, okay, no problem, cool. And I left. And then a few weeks or months, whatever it was later again, she contacted me and we got back together. But I didn't sit outside her fucking house or watch her walking down the street or follow her everywhere. My good God, that's just insane. Open your curtains in the morning, you're sitting there to the window going, hello, good morning, I'm a psycho. No. Some people just don't get the message. And I see a lot more of these cases every time. You go onto the likes of social media and you hear about all these court cases, stalking and men stalking women, women stalking men. I don't know. Crazy. The world's going bonkers. So it is. And me personally, as I said to you before in this podcast, I've been asked many a time, why don't you have a girlfriend right now? You've been on your own 3.5 years. I haven't met the right one yet. Plus, I was taking a few years off for myself to try and get over all my past and whatever else. Because I'm the first to admit, my breakup with Sandra really hurt me. It really hurt me. But it took me a while to try and get up and try and push myself forward again. So, but yeah, guys, believe it or not, I've had women contact me on social media saying, oh, it's just a pity, Matthew, you're such a lovely guy and you're a good dad and all. Would you be interested in going out on a date? No. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer. 100%. But no. Definitely not. I know I told you the other day in the podcast. I told you a girl the other day in the shop. She walked past me and Lewis was way up the aisle and she walked past me and I don't know why I did this, but I just went, whoa, like that, because she was really attractive and she went, excuse me, and I went, oh shit, sorry, I don't normally do that, but it's just, I just saw you and I just thought you were really, really pretty. And she looked at me and she went, oh, thank you very much. And I went, I normally just don't come out with the outbursts like that, but it was just like, whenever I saw you today, it was like, whoa, she's really, really pretty. And she went, you've made my day. And I went, not a problem. You have a good day. Take care. Now, I could have pursued it on and went, here, my wife for a date or something. No, I didn't. I went, no. But she was a pretty girl. She was an attractive woman. So anyway, in closing this subject, crazy people out there. When someone says no or they break up with you, okay, you may try for a week or so, maybe send them a wee text or something, or try and see them in person just to try and sort things out, or maybe try and fix things, whatever. But once they keep saying no, get the fucking message. No, move on. It's going to hurt you, but life goes on. You have to move on. You know what I mean? Everybody has to do it. But some people just don't know when to stop and they just become too obsessed. Crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Anyway, more news. Ozzy Osbourne has now, the details have finally come out how he passed away. Now, we all know he had Parkinson's disease and he passed away, and it was a massive loss because, what a week that was. We lost Ozzy Osbourne, that guy from The Cosby Show, and Hulk Hogan all in the same week. Crazy. But it's now come out here. It says here he passed away from a heart attack. The death certificate has now come out saying that the Prince of Darkness, he had coronary artery disease and Parkinson's were combination factors to his heart attack, which obviously killed him on the 22nd of July last month. He obviously died around his loved ones and stuff like that there. It says days before his death, before he was seen, he was actually on a video sitting down for breakfast with his family and he appeared cheerful. But then obviously the days after that, he sort of faded away, and then obviously he had the heart attack and passed away. So it has come out now officially that it was a coronary issues, and obviously his Parkinson's all led into the massive heart attack that he had on the 22nd of July. Another legend. That was such a week though, wasn't it? We lost all those legends in a week. Bonkers. Right, where are we here? I'm trying to find, there we go, there's that story. Daughter of 9 years of age tries to save mother as father-in-law holds her underwater in a fight over a will. Trying to drown her over a fucking will. Listen to this. The young girl jumped into the pool while her mother was trying to get away, and her grandfather kept pushing her under, says the police, with the man later allegedly blaming his daughter-in-law for starting it. The woman is still alive, thanks to the efforts of her daughter and a neighbour who heard her cries and called for the police. Her father-in-law is now charged with trying to kill her over a fucking will. People make wills for a reason. I have a will, so whenever I pass away, all my assets, whatever I own, will go to whoever I put down. If you're not part of a will, clearly the person didn't want you to be part of it. So why would you go fucking boogaloo and go out and try and kill someone? It's not their fault. They didn't make the will. But apparently, last weekend it happened in Florida. And the guy who's 62 years of age was arrested on Sunday and charged with the attempted second-degree murder and 2 counts of battery. as he held down his daughter-in-law, who was called Jasmine, in a pool over a dispute over his grandchildren, according to the release of the will. What is going on with this fucking world? Like, seriously? Is people just losing their marbles? Clearly he's going to jail now. You ever getting any of that will nice on? You're behind fucking bars? Fucking hell. The world's going mental. Unbelievable. Right, one more wee funny thing here before I continue. Now, if you're easily offended and if you think I'm being a sexist bastard in this here, then switch off the podcast, go take your medication and go back into your potted cell. Because I know a lot of you Looney Tunes are still listening to me, the ones who send me the emails every week with all your wokey crap and all your fucking LGBTQ, call me all this shite, call me a homophobe and call me a racist and all. If I talk about this thing in the women's NBA, then away you go. Wing, cry to your mummy and get your medication. Because obviously I'll get an email about this tonight. There's no doubt about it. I'll probably get somebody saying, what are you again talking about? That's disgraceful, talking about the women's NBA. I'm reading the fucking news. Clowns. Oh, some of the emails I got over the weekend were cracking. I absolutely love the emails like that. Yeah. I should be ashamed of myself. One person actually emailed me last weekend saying that they saw me at an anti-LGBTQ protest. Really? When was I there? Huh. You tell me. Did I have a loss of memory or something that day and I can't remember? I was sure it was definitely you and all. You should be ashamed of yourself and all. Really? And they didn't say where it was or when it was, but they said they saw me. Yeah, really? Okay. Whatever floats your boat there, crazy. Yeah. Unbelievable. Anyway, I don't know why you saw this. It's been doing the rounds on social media. The WNBA, which is the women's basketball in America, fans were throwing adult toys, should we say, onto the court, as in women's sexual toys. I know this is the Unleashed podcast, but again, I'm trying to be as clean as possible, but try and obviously drop a wee thing in whenever I get frustrated. But adult toy companies now have been told to chill out. As WNBA fans have stopped throwing sex objects at games. One girl actually in particular was actually hit by a women's dildo thrown on the court. Thrown onto the court. 2 or 3 times this has happened, but I'll read you some of the articles from this here. This was actually published, was it today or yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I think it was maybe today, I'm not too sure. It was actually published late last night. Some fans are laughing their asses off at recent dildo throwing trend at WNBA. It's a trend on the internet, by the way, at the women's NBA games. But the companies that make the sex toys don't find it funny, telling us it's disrespectful and it needs to stop. TMZ, who wrote this story, says several sex toy makers, including the names of the companies which will not name, who have blasted the behaviour. Now, I don't agree with throwing things on the pitch, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, golf, whatever. Obviously that type of thing's a bit extreme, throwing sex toys on the thing, and that, again, it's crazy and they shouldn't be doing it. But I've seen some videos of actually some of the players laughing. So... But again, the woke brigade are out at the minute. I've been reading some of the comments on social media about it, and they're all like, oh my God, the sexist bastards. Oh my God, them lesbian girls are being freaking dragged down and about their sexuality. It's not about sexuality. Fuck me, come on, like seriously. But just reading this here, I'm reading on part of it here for you as well. It says, we make adult toys for the bedroom. That's what the companies are saying. We made a toy for the bedroom, not to be thrown around at basketball games. What happened to those games were completely inappropriate, putting players and fans at risk, which I agree. Yes, throwing things is ridiculous and it's putting fans at risk. Completely agree with that. It could hit somebody in the head or hurt someone. Incredibly disrespectful for these amazing athletes and frankly, not something kids should be seeing during a family sport. And I agree. Yes, that was another thing I was going to say. There's kids at those events and I understand that. That's completely understandable. But some people are going the whole point of it is some people are going absolutely fucking bonkers online. These crazies are going crazy online. And it's like, do I agree with people throwing stuff on the bench? No. But I actually seen some of the players sitting on the bench and all laughing because of what it was. Some players obviously not happy with it all. And at the end of the day, my honest opinion on it is you shouldn't be throwing things on the court. But the fact of what they're throwing on the court is drawing attention because it's women. You know what I mean? So it shouldn't happen, of course. Yes, I say that and I agree with that again. But when you see some of the players laughing, not all the players were laughing, but one or two were sitting giggling and having to be laugh about it all because of what they were throwing on the court. Okay, one of the players was struck on, I think it was the arm or the chest, but they were fine. They just shook it off and went, okay. You know, obviously the companies who make the toys are not happy about it all, which I completely understand. But my honest opinion of it is, okay, you shouldn't be throwing things on the court. I understand that. It's the same whenever I go to football matches. You shouldn't throw things on the pitch. You shouldn't have flares. You shouldn't have this and that and all. That's fine. But the fact that the whole point I'm trying to make here is some people are really taking this to the extreme and they're going out of their minds and they're going mental. And it's like, fuck me. Okay, it's wrong for what they're doing. It's wrong. But at the end of the day, some people, you get up and you shake it off and you move on. You tell people, look, don't throw things onto the court, especially that there, because it's women and it's sex toys. But fuck me, do you have to go on there like a full scale woke rant, crazy fucking online petition, go mental, pull your hair out, screaming your head off and like go into a whole big riot over this? No, I've seen some comments on some of the Facebook pages and I'm like, do these people look to be offended? Do these people look for attention? They do. It's crazy. It's absolutely fucking insane. And I was watching some videos about it on YouTube, and some people were talking about it and whatever else, and some people were like serious about it. Some people were laughing about it. I seen a couple of girls on TikTok laughing about it. Some girls on TikTok said they were offended by it. But then there's this other group of people who just go absolutely mental. And they go bonkers. And they go, Some people are actually bringing in LGBTQ. Oh, say some of them players are lesbians and all. That's offending them as a lesbian or a trans. Fuck me. Like, seriously. This world cannot... sometimes I wonder why I even bother being in this world anymore. Sometimes when I see some of the stuff that goes around in this world. Honest to God, I really do. I look at some stories and I go, what type of fucking world am I living in? Like, seriously? What's this world going to be like in another 20 or 30 years? I actually said this to Lewis yesterday, or was it the other day maybe I said to him, God love your kids' generation and your next kids' generation, your grandkids, my great-grandkids, what the world's going to be like for them. This is complete nuts. But that's just my view on it. That's my view on it. I don't know. You could talk about it all day. And no doubt now people are probably going to contact me about this and say, oh, you should be ashamed of yourself now for talking about it, blah, blah, blah. Well, I don't give a shit. I talk about what I want in this podcast, and if you don't like it, switch off. But the point I'm trying to make today is that some people are, we small minority think it's funny. Some people think it's offensive. Some people, it's called having an opinion, but we're not allowed to have an opinion anymore, because if we have an opinion against an ideology, like for example, if you speak up against a certain thing now that the far left or the wokies as they're called don't like it, then you should be cancelled. Like me being told all the time, you should be ashamed of yourself. Do not record an podcast or I'm going to report you to Spotify, whatever. I'm going to walk away. I don't give a shit. Don't bar me. I'm not losing sleep over it. Don't bar me. I'll just go in on our platform. So, anyway, interesting. You haven't saw the videos of it, guys. It is available all over the internet. You can watch the videos. Like, some people are obviously have their different views on it. Me personally, my honest opinion of it all is you shouldn't be throwing objects at a sporting event. Okay, for a lot of reasons. Most importantly, you can injure the athletes or you can hurt someone in the crowd. And when it comes to this women's thing as well, that point I just made a minute ago about the kids in the crowd and all, that's fine. I understand that, because small kids shouldn't be seeing things like that. So, but that's just my opinion. It's my podcast, my opinion. So, right, guys, I want to go into some of your questions, because I could talk about that all day, and no matter what, I'm obviously going to get people who are not going to be happy. So, I just leave them to it. So I do. I just leave them to it. Anyway, let's get into some of your lovely questions. So, right, where are we here? I did have it. There we go. There's the questions. I'll start off today with Instagram because I know a lot of you have been contacting me on Instagram mostly. It says here, first question is, Matthew, what would you do if you were Prime Minister of the UK? What would you change and why? What would I do as the Prime Minister of the UK? Oh, flip. Jesus. I actually showed Lewis this question last night whenever I was getting the ring together. That question came from Ryan. If you were the Prime Minister of the UK, what would you change about it? Have you got all day? Have you literally got all day? Because would change a lot. A lot. I'm going to be honest. First of all, because the country is so crippled in debt, I would try and fix the NHS. I would stop sending foreign aid to other countries and focus on my own country. I would try and stop this illegal immigration stuff going on, stop the boats. We said stop the boats. Oh, I'm going to get hammered for that. Hoo-hoo. Some of the lefties are going to come in now and hammer me for that one. Couldn't give a shit. I would try and improve schools. I would stop spending stupid money on stupid things. This net zero bullshit, that would be stopped. The amount of money they're spending. All the assholes that are in the background, all the wee weasels and rats in Parliament would be gone. Stop. I would obviously tackle these gangs, these rape gangs all across England. I would stop it. I would just literally, and when it comes to the borders and all too, I would put the Navy in the borders and stop them. The gangs and stuff like that, I would send in the special forces to get that all stopped, get that all cleared out. Pretty much just do all the things that need to be done. For example, the amount of money we're spending on foreign aid, sending money to other countries to fix other countries. What about fixing our own country? Know what I mean? All the different things that the silly money and silly stuff that they're spending on things that don't need to be spent. Ridiculous. Taxing you on things that you've already been taxed on, that would be stopped. Taxing on pensions, I would look at pensions. The retirement age is getting put up, apparently again. I would look at that and bring it down to the normal average age of retirement age. Just all these different things. And all the wee weasels and rats that I don't need around me, gone. Bye-bye. Fuck off. Cheerio. And there's just so much more I could talk about it all day. Ryan, to be honest. The UK is in a mess. The NHS is a fucking mess. Do you know I actually found out there 2 days ago, right, that in England alone, they're wondering why the NHS is so screwed up. They're actually that bad now. They're hiring beds from private companies to put into their fucking wards. But they say they've no money. Really? You have no money, but you're paying fucking a private company to bring in beds to your hospitals? You know why? Because the country's overflowed with all these illegals coming in every fucking day. Thousands of them every day coming in. Donald Trump is deporting them all in his country. He's getting rid of them. Border up. Bye-bye. You're illegal. Out. Cheerio. Simple as. But it's not just about that. All the other stuff that they're spending stupid money on. Stop it all. Foreign aid and all that crap. Sending money to our different countries. They're not our country. They're not our problem. Screw them. Focus on your own country. You're in charge of one country. You focus on your country. And I just found out the other day, the Bank of England's fucked as well. Billions in debt. Billions in debt. No surprise. It's got worse since 2020. No surprise. So I would do a lot of work where I would just a lot of things would be scrapped. And, the working class man would be benefiting from being a working class man. So he'd be working his ass off. These men now go out there, us men go out and work our ass off 50, 60, 70. Like I remember when I worked in some jobs years ago as a young man, working 70 and 80 hours a week. And the fucking taxman was having a field day. So you work more hours to try and get an average wage because the taxman takes most of your fucking money off you. So there you go. That's what I would do personally. One here from William. Matty, I seen you announced you're going to a Bangor game on Sunday. What's your prediction for the Bangor Cliftonville game? A draw. I would love to see Bangor at least get a draw in the first game. So I hope that answers your question for you. Let's get into another one here. Instagram. See, what I've done is, there we go. One here from Roberto. I call him Roberto, but it's Robert, and then he puts it in brackets, Roberto. It must be a nickname or something. Hey, Matt, what do you think of the meeting coming up this week between Donald Trump and Putin? Do you think they'll be able to resolve an issue and make peace? Do you think Putin's as bad as what everybody makes him out to be? That's a very interesting question, Robert. I don't know what's going to come out of that meeting. They're going to be meeting apparently in the next few days. I was actually reading about that this morning. They're saying that they're going to meet to agree in the next few days to obviously try and come to some type of agreement between Russia and them. So again, I said before, when Donald Trump was Prime Minister, he had Putin in his back pocket. He had everything all under control. But then I saw a video the other day of this woman sitting with a mask on, outdoors and with a mask on her. And this guy was standing talking to her, and he had an American flag on. It must have been some speaker guy, whatever. And she says, "Oh, you're a far-right Nazi. You're wearing an American flag on your chest. Do you support Donald Trump?" "Well, yeah, I voted for him." "You're a Nazi. You're a far-right extremist." "How many genders are there?" 2. "No, there's not. There's multiple. You're a Nazi racist. You should be locked up." And I'm saying to myself, what the fuck is going on? And you wonder why Donald Trump's on a rampage over in America and fucking closing all this crap down? Like in schools, no more LGBTQ shit in schools, no pumping all that crap on these kids' heads. Good on them. Because you support your country, you're a Nazi far-rightist extremist. Brutal. But what I think is going to come out of that, I don't know. I actually really don't know. And I'm being totally honest with you. I hope something good comes out of it, because obviously, Donald Trump's trying to sort the world out. That fucking Mr. Sleepy Joe Biden broke. Which is just, he's another one. Apparently he's not in good nick at the minute too as well, for what I heard. He is really not in good nick. So it's not. Anyway, I'll move over here now to Facebook, and then I'll answer one or two of your emails before I hit the road here today. Right, on Facebook here, I want to hear from Sharon saying, "Hi Matt, how's it going? Enjoy your podcast every week. Are you ever going to bring on some guests to your podcast, or is it just going to be for yourself only? I love hearing to you, but I'd love to hear you interviewing some people as well, or maybe even do another podcast where you bring in guests." Sharon, that's a good question. I'd love to bring in guests, but it's just trying to find time, because again, I'm struggling at the minute to try and find time even to record this podcast on my own, because obviously with everything being so bloody busy. I used to be a radio host years ago, and I used to get guests all the time, and I used to be on a Tuesday and was it a Monday? Tuesday and a Thursday morning, and then I was on a football show on a Monday night live on the air, and then I was also on, was it a Friday afternoon or Friday morning? It was on the air live, and I used to get guests in, and I used to go down to music places and interview people and do all different things not there. That was back in 2012, 2013, when I used to work at a local radio station, which I loved. I loved being on the air live. It was great. So it was so much fun. But yeah, I would love to eventually do, I've done interviews over the years in football and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been asked recently there to be part of a football podcast. So that could be coming very, very soon. There's an exclusive for you today. A very good friend of mine who's involved in the Irish League has asked me about doing a football podcast together. That would be interesting. So yeah, I'd love to get people on, Sharon, to be honest with you. It's just trying to find the time. And that's just being totally honest with you. Just trying to find the time. But thank you for your question. I do appreciate it. Right, moving on to the next one here on Facebook. Let's have a look here. 2 or 3 here, actually, still need to write back to. Right, I have one here from Adele. Adele on Facebook says, "Hey Matthew, love the podcast every single week. It's great to hear. I love listening to it in my car as I go to work." Well, thank you very much for that, Adele. I do appreciate it. It says, "What is your current thoughts of this whole weather-changing climate bullshit that they always seem to be babbling on about, this net zero bullshit that you always talk about? What's your honest opinion on it?" I think it's bullshit, because the weather is the weather. Leave us to it and let us be. Okay, leave it to it, let us be. Fair enough, whatever. Listen, I let the weather, if I get up in the morning, I open the curtains, it's raining, I don't give a shit. If it's sunny, happy days, enjoy the day. They're trying to, I see all these Looney Tunes on YouTube and all saying, oh, they're trying to control the weather, net zero and all this crap, and they're trying to, control the way the weather is and all that, and they're trying. Look, listen, you wake up in the morning, it's raining, fair enough. You wake up, it's sunny, happy days, snowing, brilliant, get out and build a snowman. I don't let that bother me. Honest to God, I really don't. I'll do one more, but thank you for your question. Thank you for listening to the podcast as well. It's great to see. Right, one here from Danny, or Danielle. Danielle, where are you from? Doesn't say. I'll click on your profile here to see where you're from. You're from Rotherham in England. So you are. Hey Matthew, how's it going? Love the podcast. Just a wee quick question. What's your view on the Southport situation in Southport? I know you've been to Southport yourself. I've been watching your vlogs for quite a few years. Do you think the full truth and everything else will ever be exposed of what really happened that day in Southport? Or do you think it's the media covering everything up? What's your thoughts on that? I know the guy was locked up and sent away, but do you think the real truth will ever come out in the end? What actually happened? We all know the government hides things all the time. Do you think it'll ever come out? Will you ever return to Southport yourself, or do you feel not safe travelling there again? Because I know you love Southport. As I said, I've watched your vlogs for years and saw you and Brooke and Lewis there, and at one point before I seen you are with Sandra as well. What's your thoughts on this? That's a big question. The government hides everything. Sure, we know that. Will I ever return to Southport? You better believe it. I love Southport. Southport is a lovely, lovely town. I love Southport. I love the pier. I love the arcades when I went with the kids. I love the shopping. I love the history. The museum and all there was brilliant. The people were lovely. That big antique store, which I go into every time I visit there, that store is incredible. Some of the old stuff you find in there is amazing. But yeah, will I ever return to Southport? You better believe it. And will the full truth ever come out? Well, most of it has, but again, you don't know, things could be hidden. You don't know that guy was arrested and put in jail. It's absolutely crazy, but you just wonder what's going to happen next. With the government, you don't know. You really don't know, but they always hide things. So they always seem to hide things, but will I ever go back there? You better believe it. Right, let's get into some of your emails. I'll move on to some of your emails now, actually, guys. Right, let's have a look here and see. Right, I have one here from Neil. Where are you from, Neil? Let's have a look here and see where you're from. You are from County Wexford in Ireland. So, Neil, thank you for your email, mate. I appreciate it. It says here, hi, Matt, how's it going? As you've probably seen on your news up in Northern Ireland, down south in Ireland here is absolutely going crazy at the minute, especially in the centre of Dublin, with all this immigration issues. Another immigration problem. Oh, flip. Just to let you know, in my local town where I live at the moment, they're starting to appear here as well, and I'm starting to be a little bit concerned. I have two daughters, aged 9 and 11, and I'm really worried about their safety and also my wife's safety. I'm in no way a racist at all, and I applaud anybody who comes into this country who works hard like myself, and also my wife, who is a nurse in Ireland. But I am concerned with all these illegal people coming into the country and all the trouble that they're causing. Can I ask you as well, what's your thoughts on this, especially coming into your country as well, up in the north? I'm a little bit scared for my daughter's futures, and especially my wife as well. What's your thoughts on this? Again, I am not a racist. I'm just a concerned father of two and also a concerned husband as well. Neil, I understand where you're coming from. I'm concerned as well because obviously I have a daughter too. Again, I'm not a racist. I've been called a racist many a time by people. I've been called everything you can think of, but I just laugh it off because they're just crazy. But you're not the only parent out there who is concerned about their family and their safety and their home. And, it's scary times we live in. And again, I've talked about this on the podcast many times, and I don't want to get back into it again. But because you've asked me a question, I will answer it. I understand completely where you're coming from. And I've spoke to a lot of different people over the last lot of months here in Northern Ireland who have their own opinion about it. And again, in closing, answering your question, I agree with you where you say you don't have a problem people coming into the country and working hard and etc. etc., which is grand. Especially in the likes of the health service, which some people from different countries, the likes of the Philippines and China and all those different countries, are amazing angels, I call them, who come into the country and work hard and are lifesavers and things like that, are people who work in all different aspects of the world, which is all different parts of like hospitality and things like that. They work their backsides off, and I applaud them so much. But I understand where you're coming from at the minute with all these men coming in, and it's just getting a little bit concerning. So I do understand, Neil, where you're coming from. Obviously having two daughters, you said there's 9 and 11, very young age. I have a daughter nearly 20, and I worry about her every single day, and I worry about Lewis. I know Lewis is a boy, but even when Lewis goes out to the gym in the evening times and all, I worry about him. And again, it's probably me. You're probably thinking, oh, well, people are probably listening to this going, oh yeah, you're just being a racist because you're concerned about foreigners. No, I'm not. I'm concerned about the safety of my son and the safety of my daughter. Even if this all wasn't going on, I'd still be concerned about them, because there's always some sick fuckers out there, pedophiles and people attacking people just to try and get stuff off them, and burglars and robbers and just sick people out there. You worry about your kids all the time, but at the moment I've noticed a lot more people are raising concerns about this whole situation that you've brought up there, Neil. So yeah, I totally I sympathise with you, because again, your daughter's only very young. So, but thank you for your email today. I appreciate it, and obviously listening to the podcast, it means a lot. But it's a very concerning time we live in right now, and I think it's about time that the government done something about this, because things need to change now before it gets worse. And that's my honest opinion on it. But Neil, thank you so much for your message, my friend. I appreciate it. And I've never been to your neck of the woods before. I've always heard it's a lovely place down there. So, and also give my regards to your missus. She's an angel. She's a nurse. She's unbelievable. She's an angel in my eyes. And tell her I said hello. So thank you for your email, man. I appreciate it. Right, I'll do one more email before I hit the road here. Where are we here? Where are we? Right, one here from Nicholas. Nicholas says, hi Matthew, how's it going? Long time listener of the podcast, long time viewer of the channel. Just wanted to let you know that I just recently passed my driving test. And I heard you said recently in your podcast about your fear of tests. And I just want to let you know, if I can do it, you can do it. So get up off your butt and go and get it done. Nicholas, well done. Keep the podcast going, Matt. Love it. Absolutely love to see you on the road sometime. And love to meet you in person one day as well. Keep up the great work. Nicholas, congratulations. You passed your driving test. Good on you, big lad. Yes, I know. I'm overcome that fear. I am going to overcome a fear of getting that done, because I want to get on the road in some capacity. So I do. But Nicholas, well done. Happy days. Good on you, kiddo. I don't know what age you are, like whether you're a kid or a grown man, whatever you are, but I don't know. But fair play to you. Congratulations and celebration. On my horrible singing. But but yeah, there you go. Congratulations. Ending the questions on some good news today. So happy driver, happy motoring. Happy motoring. Yeah. So yeah, I hope to meet you someday as well. So whatever I ever do meet you, say you're the guy that emailed in about the passing the driving test. So there you go. But there you are, ending it on a good note today. But it's night time for the time of the week that I love. And a lot of yous have been sending me this, especially in the last 2 days, whenever this plonker made an announcement. It's night time for the Moore Army podcast. I love this. Jackass of the Week segment. There he is, Mr. Boris the Donkey. Boris the Donkey. Yes, I know he's a jackass. I personally had a few in line for this week, but I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about Jackass of the Week. But again, I hate talking about this fucking immigration crap, but it just seems to be everything in the news at the minute. And a lot of yous have been flooding them with your messages about this guy who should be the Jackass of the Week again. You know, in the last couple of weeks, we've had guy Domino scooter drivers driving in complete tit. Then we had Keir Starmer last week because Donald Trump was mouthing off about your man, the Mayor of London, and he's like, but he's my friend. That was fucking brilliant. But a lot of you have contacted me about Jackass of the Week since I put it out there a day or two ago. And I had to give it to this guy, especially what he's doing here now with these new policies he's announced. What a load of crap. So anyway, guys, the Moore Army Podcast Jackass of the Week for this week is, can I get a drum roll, please? Thank you very much. The Moore Army Podcast Jackass of the Week for this week is 2 weeks in a row, our beloved Jackass of a Prime Minister in the UK, Keir Starmer. And the reason why he's Jackass of the Week is because of this new policy announced. What's it called? One in, one out. This policy, one in, one out, when it comes to the immigration crap. And once he announced that, a lot of you guys contacted me and said, Matty, it has to be Keir Starmer again. One in, one out. What a load of shit. What a load of crap. The guy is full of nonsense. You got to make him Jackass of the Week again. So there you go. He's a Jackass of the Week again. So anyway, I'm begging you. I am begging you guys for next week, next Thursday. Don't name Keir. Don't. If Keir Starmer runs around fucking Westminster in the nude, or whatever he does, don't make him Jackass of the Week. Don't contact him and find somebody different. Please. I beg you. So yes, we don't want him to be Jackass of the Week again. Find something. If you see something in the news or you see something, because I have to post it on social media and show you guys why he's the Jackass of the Week. Like last week, the whole, he's my best friend. You know, Steve Khan's my best friend. Don't slobber about him, Donald. You're hurting my feelings. Oh, kiss my ass. Anyway, that is it. He's the Jackass there. I'm not asking. I'm demanding no more Keir Starmer for a while. Find something new. If you see something funny on TV or a news story or something, you think, oh my God, what a tool, what a jackass. Send it in to me and I'll look at it. And if it's good enough, it'll be Jackass of the Week. And I can put it up on social media for you all to see. But anyway, that is me for the day. Guys, once again, thank you for all your questions. I appreciate it. I'll go through most of them over the weekend. I'll reply to some of your emails and all over the weekend. I'm going to have a really busy weekend, which I'm looking forward to. There will be a new vlog up on the channel today at some point from last night. And I'm going to do another one later on today, hopefully. So keep going for that there. And I've got vlogs on Friday. I've got vlogs on Saturday and Sunday. And also my wee project starts the weekend too, which I'm looking forward to. But before I go, guys, if you do want to contact me for future episodes, you can contact me by Facebook, Instagram, official Matthew Moore on Instagram, and Moore Army YouTube, or Moore Army Facebook page. Also, Moore Army Podcast at yahoo.com. Also, if you want to check out our friends at FTBL Spot as well, ftblspot.shop. Get your discount code, Moore Army, get all your discounts on there as well. Would appreciate it. And also, if you're listening to us here on YouTube, please like and subscribe here to the channel. Or any other platform you listen to us, add us to your playlist, to your favourites, so we'd appreciate it. And also follow us. Please, I appreciate it. But I think that's pretty much covered everything today. I'm going to go here now and get this edited and put out and stuff like that, because I got a really busy day today. I can't be bothered today. It's one of those days, but I got to go and see my baby ducks today. Well, they're not babies anymore. They're all friggin' grew up now. Got to go and feed the ducks today and got to go and have some me time this afternoon, and then hopefully later on tonight sit down with a cold beer. Fingers crossed. But anyway, I'm going to go. Right, until Tuesday, guys, have a great weekend. Most importantly, thank you for all your support and all your love. It means a lot. I will see you back here on Tuesday, hopefully with some lovely more chat. And remember, no more Keir Starmer for Jackass of the Week. Please. I know he's a tool, but I don't like him. But again, this is one of those things. Right, until Tuesday, guys, have a great weekend. And I will see you back here on Tuesday for another episode of the Moore Army Podcast. And don't forget, episode 98 next Tuesday. So it'll be the following Tuesday, will be episode 100. And I might have a wee surprise for you. Stay tuned for that. Right, until next week. See you later, guys. Have a great weekend. See you all soon. Thanks for listening.